Was any second now. And we are live. So thank you everybody who's going to be watching this live and who's going to be watching it on replay. We are across all platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, about 3 different pages on Facebook. So I'm sure somebody who needs to hear Treena's message is going to hear Treena's message today. Is that you? So you all know me, Sheena Kantar, and I'm here with the wonderful Treena and Treena Angel. To say that, I mean, what a name. Isn't it just absolutely gorgeous? You couldn't make that up. Treena, how are you doing today?
I'm okay, thank you, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. So Treena is from TJ's. Oh, we've got a love already. Oh, keep the loves coming. That's what I absolutely love that. So Treena is in a fitness and coaching and lifestyle coaching, TJ's Fitness and Lifestyle Coaching. So for anybody, you can see actually going along the bottom of the screen there, you can actually find her on Facebook. So make sure you click in there. Also in the comments, you'll find her email address, because I know that you're going to want to have a chat with this amazing, amazing woman. So I had 2 questions, and it's always a funny one to begin with, like, who is Treena? And whenever I ask people that as clients, they're like, wow, nobody's ever asked that before. But I guess the way to help would be like, how did Treena get to where she is right now? Who is Treena and what's her story?
It's a long story. So I started off many, many years ago being very overweight, with bad experiences at school in PE and games. And that put me off of PE, games, sports, fitness, and everything for years and years and years, leading me to become obese, morbidly obese at one point, and realizing that I couldn't be morbidly obese for the rest of my life. I decided I had to do something about it. So I took matters into my own hands and joined Slimming World. And through joining Slimming World, I started to lose weight. So I'd always been a very confident person, and the weight was my mask. And I'm sure you've spoken many times about masks that we wear and how we hide behind things. The obesity was my mask, so I hid behind it. And when I could no longer hide behind it, I had to lose weight. So I started to lose weight, and as I started to, the mask kind of dropped, and I started to lose my confidence, which a lot of people think is quite a strange thing to do. So you lose weight, you think that you'd gain confidence. I didn't. I lost confidence because I couldn't hide behind the big bubbly girl anymore. So the one that walked into the room and went, "Hi, I'm here," was getting smaller and smaller, and the voices were getting smaller and smaller. But yeah, that was quite difficult. So I was 18.5 stone at my biggest.
Wow, you see, I've always known you as well as Treena that I see now. Well, not quite as much as I see now, but you know, that's what I've seen. So yeah, I didn't realize that myself. And it's interesting you should say that, because in the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and Dr. Maxwell Maltz said that, you know, people thought it was their image that was their confidence, and they could change things on their face, but not everybody's confidence came back. So that's really interesting what what you're saying there. That's what probably a lot of people think, well, if I'm thin, then I'll be okay.
Yeah. But it doesn't always flow like that. So I was a size 24, and I started to lose weight and joined Slimming World, as I said. And as I joined Slimming World, I lost a lot more weight, and I met my husband at the time, and we got married, and absolutely everything was brilliant. Moved from where we were living up to North Wales, and I decided that Slimming World wasn't really keeping me where I wanted to. Well, it wasn't moving me where I wanted to go. So Slimming World is great for getting you started, but it doesn't get you fit. So it helps you with the eating, but it doesn't move the body. Didn't help with my image, didn't help with my confidence or anything like that. So I got offered an opportunity to join a gym, and it was an outdoor fitness boot camp, and it was at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not a morning person, and I don't do the outdoors, and I don't do the cold. And oh, morning, Teresa. And I thought, oh, okay, it's an opportunity. So yeah, I went for it, and I was, relatively thin at the time, but I still had a bit of excess fat. So went along and thought, oh, I'll give it 6 weeks, see how it goes. Bearing in mind I hadn't been sort of in the gym for ages and ages and ages. I wasn't the fittest. I'd had a few car accidents. I couldn't get up off the floor without climbing up sofas and things. I had a bad back. I was basically falling apart. I was a driving instructor as well at the time. So sitting in the car all day, 12, 13 hours a day really wasn't doing me any good. So joined this fitness boot camp, and it changed my life. And when I say it changed my life, it completely changed my life. Over the course of a year, I did the 6 weeks and then went, oh, I'm really enjoying this. Started to learn about nutrition, food, what I should be eating, what I shouldn't be eating, how I should be training. I actually enjoyed getting up in the morning. I was outside. I was embracing the weather. I was training in the snow, the wind, the rain. Some days you'd see me and I was like 5, 6 layers of clothes with gloves, and I still didn't do getting my hands dirty. So there's quite a few photos of me in marigolds where I wouldn't put my hands down on the floor, but that's all changed now. And I really enjoyed it. So the gym then moved indoors, and I transferred to the indoors, but I still carried on learning about the food, the nutrition, and I was getting a bit like a sponge. And I was trying to put that into my day job, which was the driving instruction. And it was, as I was sat in the car talking to my clients in the car, I would be telling them about food and nutrition and fitness. And a couple of them said to me, why don't you go into this properly? Change what you're doing, because you know what you're doing and you've got a passion for it. And I thought, okay. So I had a chat with my coach at the gym and said, I'd really like to do this, but I had all of these ideas. So I wanted to become a nutrition coach. I wanted to become a personal trainer. I wanted to do this and this and this. And I just realized that I couldn't do everything because I wasn't capable of doing everything. So over 8 years, I think it was, I did a little bit. So I did the nutrition coaching to start with, and that took me 2 years, I think it was, because it's learning new things is quite hard for me. I take things in, but it takes me a long time to remember them and portray them back. So did the nutrition coaching, and then I went on and went to every webinar, every seminar that they did, just sucked up everything that I could in the gym, watched people, would go in early so that I could sit and watch them coaching other people. And I was always thinking, I want to be a fitness instructor, I want to be a personal trainer, but I didn't know how I could do it with the job that I was doing, because I didn't didn't have the time. I was working 12, 13 hours a day, and it just wasn't feasible. So circumstances changed, and I lost an awful lot of weight. I went down to at one point 7.5 stone. I was about a size 6 or 8. Medically, I wasn't very well. So I then had to go through putting on weight, which was very hard, because you spend many years being big, and then you go through getting very, very thin, and it's a mental switch. But body dysmorphia then kicked in, and I still couldn't see that I was thin. Everybody else around me was saying, "Oh, you're thin, you're too thin," and I could still just see the bigger person. So I had to get a bit of help with that, and got all that sorted, and got my health back into check, started to build muscle again, and then went, right, okay, I can do this. And then had a bit of a kick in the teeth. My husband got diagnosed with cancer, and we went into the hospital on the 1st of April, and he was told it was terminal. And he was basically given a weekend to live, which was a shock, a massive shock to both of us. So at that point, I went, right, enough. I'm going to give up the driving instruction. I'm going to spend whatever time I can with you. And that gave me the opportunity, it gave me the kick I needed to quit my job, be with him, and also gave me a chance to pick up the books and study to become a fitness instructor, which I did.
Wow.
So I studied to be a fitness instructor while he was still alive, and passed, qualified. He made it through that weekend and survived another 10 months, in which time we made loads of memories. And every time he went in to have his chemo, I'd take the books in, and I'd be sat studying with my books that were like this thick. And it was great, because it meant I could spend time with him and study, and I could ask him questions, and he could kind of help me in his own way. But it gave me the confidence to be able to do it. And I qualified for a fitness instructor, so then decided I was going to go on and do the personal training route. And unfortunately, he passed away before I qualified, and I couldn't pick up the books after he passed away. And I did a weekend retreat with the gym, where I met you again, and couldn't quite get my head round anything. Hit a very low case of depression, and needed a bit of a kick up the bum. And it took me another 6-8 months to be able to pick up the books. And in that time, I met my partner now, and his sister gave me a good talking to, gave me a kick up the bum, and I carried on with the gym. And the gym got me through my with the mental health, got me through the depression. It gave me an outlet, gave me somewhere that I could go, somewhere where I wasn't being judged, somewhere where I could just go take out my frustrations on the weight bars, on the bikes, on the battle ropes, on all things like this, and just chat to people in a normal way. And I just carried on with the weight, with the weight loss and the muscle building, the toning, and then moved house in 2019, just before COVID hit. And I was qualified then as a personal trainer. And since then, I've been doing online classes, which have been brilliant because I can reach anybody anywhere in the world. And with that, I can either join them and kind of help push them doing fitness classes or one-to-one sessions, weights, that sort of thing, depending on what they've got. Or I can sit back and say, right, okay, do this. And they can take me to the gym if they want to. And I can be on their phone and push them, tell them what they need to do.
Oh, I'm getting a bit of feedback now. I don't know if anybody else is getting that, but I just want to recognise your story there, Treena, for other people who are watching this, who you have been through. It's almost like the stories they do in the movies. You know, you have your mountain to climb, and then you're all right, and then you have another mountain to climb, and then you're all right, and then you have another mountain to climb. And it's interesting how you have related the stories as the kick up the butt, and that's what life is going to do that anyway, isn't it? You know, life is going to happen and the world carries on, even though we've just literally stopped. The world literally carries on, and you took every moment to literally go forward. I mean, that in itself, to help other people, you know, that true grit and determination to go, listen, I've been there, like, I know where you are.
Yeah.
And I can help you through that. So you're not just helping people physically, you're helping people mentally, because you've gone through all those mental traumas during this time. And I don't know if anybody's on Treena's, you know, Facebook page, because, you know, the competitions that she was in and her body beautiful that's there, that looking totally amazing. So like, if ever you were looking for an instructor, I think Treena's definitely your person, because like it's interesting what you said as well about when you're at how you use the gym to help with your mental health.
Yes.
Because it's a mover of energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we get stuck if we sit down and we get depressed and we don't move, and the energy doesn't move either. We've got to move.
Yeah. And it's also surrounding yourself with people that are on your same energy level. So when you go to a gym or when you're working out, you're releasing endorphins. And if you've got 10, 20 people all in the same situation, they're all releasing endorphins, you're going to walk out of there feeling great. You know, you might walk in feeling like, oh, I really can't be bothered, I don't want to do this. But guaranteed, by the time you walk out, you might think, I'm exhausted, but you'll feel absolutely amazing. And it's the release of endorphins and surrounding yourself with people. You know,
and I think you're not going to let people off the hook as well, because you didn't let you off the hook. And so I think you're just exactly what people need. You know, going, I've been there, I know what you're going through, but you need to move.
Yeah. And if I've got an idea in my head, I'm very consistent with it. Consistent and persistent, annoyingly so sometimes. The transformation that I've just done was 8 to 12 weeks, and it was eating broccoli, rice, chicken for 8 weeks, pretty much, and training to get a bikini body physique so that I could have some photos done.
There were amazing photos. Listen, you've got to go to, it says it along the bottom here. So make sure you go along to Treena's page and actually see those pictures, because they are totally amazing. And I know that you've got some tips for Christmas, so haven't you? Because we're all heading into Christmas now, and I can feel it myself. I'm going to Austria, and it'll be like, there's going to be wine and food. So what can we do to maybe not put on quite so much weight?
Well, there's a few things you can do. Enjoy it, because after all, it's Christmas and it's only one day. As long as you remember that Christmas is only one day, it's not Christmas Day, Boxing Day, the days between Christmas Day, Boxing Day up to New Year, you will be fine. Okay, it's one day, it's not the rest of them. It's time for family. It's time for getting together with friends. And the last thing you want to be doing is worrying about, I can't eat that and I can't eat that. So just enjoy it, but enjoy it in moderation. And the following day, just make good choices. So draw a line underneath it and then get back on track the following day. Another tip is don't buy too much food. So you walk into the supermarkets and there's shelves and shelves and shelves of all the things that you know for a fact that if you buy them, you will eat them. You know, who needs 4 tubs of pate and 3 turkeys and, 100 bags of sprouts? We don't need it. So don't buy it. Just buy what you need. If you were going to have a Sunday lunch, buy the same things that you would buy for a Sunday lunch, maybe just a few more bits. Because at the end of the day, Christmas dinner is really just a Sunday lunch.
It is. That's what I think too. I just go, I know. I just to make sure to do the Brussels sprouts whenever I do it this time. And I love what you said as well about enjoy it. I mean, that's one of the things that, I'm always talking about, that life is today anyway, and enjoy it. But yes, in moderation, because too much of anything, the next day you're going to pay for it. But, there you go.
Drink plenty of water as well. So if you're going to be going out drinking, have a drink, an alcoholic drink, and then have a water. Have an alcoholic drink and then have a water. So making sure that you're hydrated all the time is really, really good. And it'll also maybe stop you from drinking quite so much.
I've already got that plan for Austria with Wolfgang's family, because it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm thinking, no, it's going to be wine, water, wine, water, wine, water.
And a really good tip with the water is have water in a wine glass or a gin glass with ice, with some lemon, because then people don't look at you and think, oh, you're only on water. And you feel better drinking it from a wine glass or a gin glass, because it's not in just a pint glass.
Oh, I can't drink water from a pint glass. I know it has to be. You must have read my mind, because it has to be in a wine glass if I'm drinking water.
Yeah, but it makes you feel better as well. And it makes you feel that you're more part of it, especially, it looks better.
It does. I agree with you there.
And another really, really, really good tip is if you're going out and you're going to be going out drinking, have something to eat before you go out. So have a small snack or have snacks before you go out, because you're then less likely to eat, pick and nibble while you've been drinking.
Absolutely great advice. I love it. I love it. I love it. So then once Christmas is over, we want people to be getting in, they can contact you now, before Christmas as well, because I always say, end the year the way you want to start the year. Don't wait for New Year's Day. Make sure you're actually contacting Treena ASAP and get a conversation going, because she can actually help you through Christmas and over the other side, and then really kickstart it in January. So as you said before, you can help them people online and in the gym.
Yep. Yeah, I work from 2 different gyms in the Merthyr area, so South Wales, but I can reach anybody anywhere in the world online. I've also got access to recipe books. I get new ones every month, and I can email those out to people, and they're available on subscription as well. So I've got an online program with recipe books. I can do not meal plans, but meal advice. You name it, I can do it.
As long as it's chicken, broccoli and rice. unless they're looking for a bikini body.
Yeah, I can throw in a little bit of white fish with that as well if they want to.
Yeah.
But all of the meal plans that I've got and all the recipe books, they're all absolutely fantastic. They're not just boring and bland. They're really, really tasty. And if people do MyFitnessPal, they've all got the MyFitnessPal things in them as well. So they're all barcodes.
Oh, right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
can scan them straight in.
Super. Super.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got. I think, you know, how can people get hold of you? The email is on there. So Treena at tjsfitness.co.uk. You can see that better than I can read it clearly. And, you know, honestly, on the Facebook group, which has been going across the bottom of the screen, what a tremendous story. And thank you for your courage in speaking about that story as well, so that you can see that Treena is absolutely, her mind is not going to let you off the hook. And that's what we need whenever we're doing something like this, because it is easy to start something and then not finish. But when you see Treena's pictures on her Facebook site, get in there, click follow, and you'll see those pictures. You will see that she does not give up, and she is not going to give up on you, because she did not give up on herself. And so that is what we need for somebody who's going to train us.
Yes.
So do you have anything else to leave our audience with?
No, over Christmas, get out, get walking, enjoy where you are, what you're doing, and make time with your family, make time with your friends, and make time for nature. You know, even if you live in the city, there's always going to be a park or something around you. So get out. Don't just sit in the four walls. Put some music on, dance, enjoy yourself, get moving.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Treena, for coming on. And make sure you contact her. Get into that Facebook group and see those pictures. You will be totally amazed. She looks amazing. Thank you very much, Treena.
Thank you, Sheena. Bye.
Yeah, bye.